How often should you change your water? Well, you're going to get different answers from everyone because it depends on your setup. Depends how much live plants you have. So, and it depends on your filtration. So, I am trying to do things the least amount possible if you want the lazy way. So, I put a lot of live plants and I put a filter that's too big, well, slightly too big for the size. So this is a 10-gallon tank and I have a filter that's good for 20 to 30 gallons in there. So as you can see, it doesn't create too much current, so it's fine. So you can go slightly above what you need. So, and of course, the more live plants you have, well, the more filtration the live plants will do for you, okay? And I also have the cut to size mediums in my filters. So this is a good way to make you need to change the water less often. Okay, so I've had this tank going for 3 years now and it's doing well. I haven't had to restart it. Now, there's many reasons that will help you keep your tank healthy. So, I just spot clean fairly often. And I have half the gravel in the back and I leave the front bare. So when I feed off of here, it falls in front and they can just pick it all up. And that little piece of driftwood is also preventing the food from going to get stuck in the gravel. So, and the plants are kind of preventing the food from getting stuck in the gravel. So the way it's set up, it allows for the food to get eaten before it gets stuck in the gravel. So a lot of breeders have bare tanks, but I decided to do the half and half experiment, and so far it's working really, really well. Also, a little trick here you can buy at Walmart. Let's see if I can get it focused. It's hard to see. So there's a little cover on my intake. You're gonna have to really use your imagination. It's hard to see it, but there's a little, it's like a medium. It's almost like a filter medium. Anyway, you can get that at your pet stores, and I think Walmart even has it. So it covers your intake. But there's lots of big holes in there. I'm trying to focus it, but it's hard. Anyway, so this prevents the fry from getting sucked into your regular filter intake. So I think I paid $3 for it. So I highly recommend putting that on the end of your water intake. You could use a non-Scotch Guard scrubby pad tied with some zip ties. So you could do that as well. So with all that being said, I change it about once a week and sometimes once every 2 weeks. I take about a third out. I just do it with a siphon. It's easier. And yeah, that's the lazy way. So if you don't have live plants, you're gonna have to do more water changes. If you have a filter that's not very powerful, you're gonna have to do more water changes. If you overfeed, you're gonna have to do more water changes. So if you learn to manage your tank well, then you can get away with doing less water changes. Oh, and also it depends on how many fish are in there. This is fairly crowded, but not, I can get away with this. So with only one water change per week. So it gives you a bit of an idea. Now, if you have a bunch of fry, obviously, you know, you could have like 50 fry in here and you'd be fine, you know, with this particular setup. Some people, you know, if they have no plants or whatever, some people do water changes every day. So, but that's too much work for me. So I refuse to do that many water changes. So anyway, it all depends on your setup. And there are many things you can do to make your life easier. So you need to plan ahead and you need to get organized in a way that will enable you to do the least amount of water changes that technically you would need. Oh, and another thing that's really weird. So if you're gonna do a water change every day, technically you could get away with not having any filter at all. However, I don't recommend that. But you know, sometimes like in a hospital tank, you can float your fish in there without a filter. So I float peanut butter jars when I need to isolate someone, or if I'm switching a fish from tank to tank. So I float the fish in the peanut butter jar, and I just change half of the water every day. So that fish does not have filtration and it survives. So if you change, like I said, if you change the water often enough, you can get away with a lot. But I'm the opposite. I prefer to change the water the least amount of times. So I set it up so that I don't have to do too much work. All right, so this is my little trick for the day. Okay, bye.